Okay. Hello.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
Hi.
Let's podcast.
Let's podcast.
Let's do a
Go.
podcast. Hi. Welcome to What the Way podcast, where we
What the
read
yeah?
where we read
What
young adult fiction and deem it
That's just
terribly great, utterly beautiful, or worth reading.
all of the above.
All of them. So,
I thought you said demons for a second
yes.
there. I was like, wait, what? Like my brain just filled that in. I was like, why? Why would you do that?
Because demons.
Because obviously that's the most logical explanation.
All right. I think we're live. It looks like we're live. I'm just gonna say that we are.
Sweet. Nice.
Cool.
Just going by the seat of our pants as per usual.
Mm-hmm. So,
Hoping for the best.
what did we read this month?
We read The Wicked Deep.
By Shay Earnshaw. Earnshaw?
Earnshaw. There's
Earnshaw?
Earnshaw.
Earnshaw. You know what? Just call her Shay. Shay.
Just Shay.
We're on a first name basis with her. She's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Cool. She is. Yeah. You get jealous. Get fucked.
So, do we want to do first emotional responses, or do we want to read the description?
Let's read the description real fast.
Yeah.
Go for it.
That's me. I'm gonna do it.
That's
Go for it.
Welcome to the cursed town of Sparrow. 2 centuries ago, 3 sisters were sentenced to death for witchery. Stones were tied to their ankles, and they were drowned in the deep waters surrounding the town. Now, for a brief time each summer, the sisters return, stealing the bodies of 3 weak-hearted girls, so they may seek their revenge, luring boys into the harbor and pulling them under. Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's actually in the description.
Yes. Like many locals, 17-year-old Penny Talbot has accepted the fate of the town. But this year, on the eve of the sisters' return, a boy named Beau Carter arrives, unaware of the danger he has just stumbled into. Mistrust and lies spread quickly through the salty, rain-soaked streets. The townspeople turn against one another. Penny and Beau suspect each other of hiding secrets, and death comes swiftly to those who cannot resist. I am the best at reading. Resist the call of the sisters, but only Penny sees what others cannot, and she will be forced to choose: save Beau or save herself. I like how in the description it uses his last name, but in the book you don't learn it until the last chapter.
I know. It takes forever.
Which I guess is good.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause you don't-
yeah, like you don't need it
Yeah.
at all.
It's not important.
Yeah.
Ownership.
So, feelings, thoughts, initial reactions.
So I listened to this book
Mm-hmm.
instead of reading it because I don't have time to read, and I can sit in front of a computer at work for 8 hours, so why not?
There you go.
And I enjoyed it, and I wonder if part of my enjoyment of it was that it was being read to me by someone with a very nice voice, and like,
Maybe.
like, and it was just good, and like, it's very soothing, it's very calming, but also like, there was a lot of emotion in like her reading of it, so like, I don't know if my perception of it changed that potentially, but like, I enjoyed it. Like, being able to listen to it at work might have also like changed it, because I'm not like forcing myself to like read this book or anything if I wasn't enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the story, even if it was like, we'll get into that part, but like, even if like bits of it weren't as twisty as it should have been, felt like it should have been, but I did enjoy it. I did like it. It was
Nice.
good.
Julia.
I also liked this book.
All right.
Probably more than Jeanette, because I'm not as critical.
Yeah.
I read for fun, so to read this book, it was really interesting. I really liked the whole idea behind it. I was just intrigued by the cover art, honestly, of the book.
So pretty.
I can't show you, but this
It's on the screen. I
without
have
the
it.
sleeve. Oh, there we
It's on
go.
the screen, yeah.
This way. But this is without the sleeve, and it's just really pretty. And yeah, I really liked the story, and I liked the characters. I really liked how the writer was very descriptive with everything that
Yeah.
she wrote
Yeah,
too.
she's
That was really
descriptive.
nice, especially for being her first book.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
for a
prose was
first
great.
time- Yeah,
Yeah.
the first time, for a first-time author, like first-time published author, like
A plus lady.
real
Very
fucking
great.
good. Yeah.
But yeah, so overall, I liked it.
I loved
Yeah.
the concept of it.
Yeah.
A lot.
Definitely.
It was very good. Brittany, the most critical of all of us.
It was.
Don't tear it apart.
She's gonna.
I can't promise that. It was good. It was written very well as far as like the prose and stuff. Plot lines, they weren't bad, but like Jeanette said, they could have been way more twisty.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I don't think the characters were very deep either. So
They were, some of them were very shallow, which is interesting because I liked. We don't see much of the three sisters, the Swan sisters, but they have so much more depth than the characters they inhabit. Like the like for Penny when you see her, and like for Bo, like all like the three Swan sisters are so much more than any of the other characters in the
Which,
town.
I mean, technically they should be since they've been alive for 200 years, but...
Right. That makes sense, but there's, like... The other ones were also, like, 17 years old, and I know there's not much depth there at that time, but, like, there's still people.
There's still something there.
There's still something there.
There's still feelings and depth.
And, like, Finn Rose is very one-sided, like, for much of the entire thing. And so, like, it's... All the guys are stupid.
But they're supposed to be.
Yeah, I know.
I
True.
feel like that's part of the thing. Like, boys are dumb. If you think boys are dumb, read this book.
Yeah,
This book's for you.
Oh, it's good. It'll make you feel good about your opinion.
Boys are easily tempted, and this book it just
proves
They
that.
always blame the
Won't
girl.
die.
I do. My favorite part of this book. I guess like we could save it until we get to like favorite parts. I guess.
We can do I don't know. I have a list of things. What do favorites fall under?
Yeah. I guess it'd be like in like the favorite lines, favorite like that would just be like a favorites category, like parts that really stuck out to us.
Well, we can save it then. But
right now.
It's also kind of like opinions, and we're in the opinions. So.
True, we're in the opinions part. No, my favorite part is when at the very beginning, like when Bo like is meeting Penny and he's learning the story of the Swan sisters because there's like the Swan party and everything, and the guy who's talking about the like story, he like says something about how women are awful or whatever, and someone throws a beer can at him. The best part. I was like, yes, fuck yeah. And then one girl was just like, yeah, because, and then like.
Should we explain the Swan story?
Oh yeah, I guess
Since
we should probably like
do the full summary, I guess.
Well,
there you go.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I shouldn't do that. I'm bad at summarizing shit.
Brittany, would you like to
let me see.
Like I can summarize it.
Going off of the description. I mean, it's kind of like every year, like the description says there's these three sisters that return, and they take over three girls' bodies. And the girls are these sisters that were accused of being witches back in whatever.
22.
22. There you go.
1822. Well, think about it. It's 200 years, so you can kind of...
Well, no, that's just the date.
That was the date. I just couldn't remember.
It's okay.
Helping.
So that's like this legend that has like haunted this town of Sparrow since it happened, so almost 200 years. And so... For some reason, it's now a tourist attraction, so all these tourists come.
Which is really fucked up.
It's really weird.
Really.
Like, the tourists come
That's one of my issues.
Watch people
issue
die.
number 1, which we will come back to. And one of the reasons why I liked Bo at the start was because he's like, why?
Yeah, he was like, why do you guys celebrate this?
And
she's like, you don't understand.
I hated Penny from like that moment. I was like,
this isn't your town.
Like, Penny, that doesn't matter if it's your town or not.
This is a part of the
That's
town.
Fucked up.
The whole town celebrates it. The dying.
The dying of at least 3 boys.
Every year.
So, like, what the sisters do is they take over girls and they lure boys to the water and drown them.
Be with them
Usually
forever.
at least 3, sometimes
one
more.
for each sister.
Sometimes
Just
more,
depends.
yeah. Aurora's the greedy
sometimes
one.
Aurora gets greedy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically like the legend of what happened. So tourists come and all the teenagers have a party and they like try to get each other to go into the water and stuff.
Because kids are stupid.
Yeah. But I mean,
It's just...
Yeah, because that was another one of my issues, is that they all like pretend like, oh, it's just a story, and then as soon as things like start happening, they're like, no, it's serious, we're gonna kill someone.
Yeah,
right.
It's so fucking stupid.
But yeah, so basically like this the next day, and like the song starts from the girls, and when the song stops from coming from the water, you know that they've found girls and that now 3 people are possessed in the town, 3 girls. So this witch hunt happens, everyone's accusing each other. Meanwhile, Penny is, like, meeting the stranger of the town, and they're, like, hanging out and have this whole...
Also, this town doesn't like outsiders.
They don't like outsiders, for whatever reason.
Because what year are we in?
I don't understand.
It's also in, like, Oregon. Like, this is by Portland, Oregon, which is, like, one of the most, like...
Weird.
It's a really weird town. You wouldn't get it. You don't live there.
No outsiders allowed.
So for like the first, like after that whole thing happens, and then like the next third of the book is basically just like the B story of Penny and Bo getting to know each other and falling in love, and it's like, we're gonna build up the orchard and it's gonna be beautiful and all this stuff. And all the like magical stuff is like faded into the background because who cares? We're falling in love.
As long as you can just get through the week, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And then shit goes down. And then it's like, oh, right. This thing is happening.
There's stuff happening. Because, yeah, they're, like, doing random stuff for, like, 2 weeks, and they don't even go back to town.
Yeah. Right.
They're just on the island. They
then she's
don't
like,
go to the store. They don't leave. So then, I think the first big thing that happens is when they finally do go to town for some reason. She sees that one of the popular girls, Olivia Green, has been possessed. And that's when we kind of get the solid idea that Penny can see the sisters and who they possess.
I can see them, as she says.
That's like this secret that she's keeping. She's keeping a secret, Bo's keeping a secret. They've talked about it, but they're fine with it because they're attracted to each other. It's fine.
It's fine. Secrets are fine.
Secrets are fine.
Secrets are totally fine in relationships. It's fine.
So then Penny realizes this, but she's like, whatever. But then they're like,
like
she doesn't do anything.
It's when you figure out
why, it's like, okay,
you understand, but in the moment you're like, fucking Penny, you idiot, if you could see them. Like, why aren't you like, you could be done, it could be done, and then you're like, oh, well, you're fucking...
Well, she's scared, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, even if, okay, so, like, when I first started reading, like, you guys were like, oh, it was really obvious once you found out she could see them, but, like, I was thinking, like, her mom reads palms, and they read tea leaves, maybe it had something to do with that.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, too. I was like, it could be this, or it could just be she's sensitive to it.
Yeah. She's more, like... afraid of the story than Rose, because Rose is like, whatever, it's a story, and Penny was like, no, that shit's real.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I thought she hadn't been doing anything about it all these years that she's known, because she said she's always been able to see him, because she was scared. Like, they're 200-year-old witches. I wouldn't fuck with that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there was a lot of, like, really good setup of, like, her just being sensitive to, like, witchy type stuff.
Right.
Which would have been cooler if it wasn't the twist. Like, if, like, the twist that happened didn't occur. Yeah. And there was some other explanation for it. I mean, I guess, like, it makes their love story, like, a little bit more interesting. But at the same time, I mean, it's like...
Number 2. Okay.
Okay.
So then, around that same time, Rose and Heath, her little new boy toy, they come out to the island with Penny and Bo, and then they're going up to the lighthouse and having a little party, and then they're gonna go make a wish on the pirate ship in the harbor, and then they find a body instead.
And then they're all just fucked up after that.
Rose falls in almost on top of the body.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
That changed the entire vibe. It was just like, oh shit, shit's real. Holy shit.
So that happened. Everyone's freaking out. And then, I don't remember what happened first, either the body or realizing that Olivia is one of the sisters.
I think it's around the same time.
I was like, I think that right after they found the body, they went into town, and that's when they saw her.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what happened.
It's like they're like...
Does she know which sister right away? Does she say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know she knows, but does she say it?
I don't think she says it, but...
Wait, you like in the book to herself she says it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
No, yeah, she knows.
Yeah, she mentions that it's
was.
Marguerite.
Okay.
Because I think she says her name. She's
Yeah.
like, I could see her Marguerite, whatever. Blah,
So
blah, blah,
Olivia
blah.
Green, one of the popular girls, is the eldest Swan sister, possessed by her.
Why?
But why? And then the two boys kidnap
Gigi
Yeah.
Klein.
Gigi Klein.
Because they see her swimming away
Because
from...
2 more bodies are found.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
soon
see her
after.
swimming away from them.
Yeah.
So they figured it was her.
And then
So
they
their
lock her in a
solution
barn.
is to lock her in a barn.
A boathouse.
A
It's
boathouse.
Boathouse.
Forever, apparently.
3 days before the cops were like, have you seen this lady? Like 3 days it took the cops. She's a minor.
Yeah.
Guys.
It's a tiny town. Like,
Right.
There's not much going on in it.
Mm-mm.
Seriously.
I mean, besides, the murderous.
The murderous witches.
And the boys ending up drowned. But
Yeah.
It's fine.
so
Fine.
yeah.
It's totally fine. You wouldn't understand. You're an outsider.
I wouldn't understand. I'm an outsider.
So then, randomly, somewhere around that time, well, they all go to see that Gigi's there, and then that's when Penny
Rose
acts,
like freaks out.
acts
'cause
weird.
To like friends with
Yeah.
Gigi when they were like younger.
Yeah.
Still kind of.
Which is when I was starting to suspect Rose because she like didn't
Yeah.
answer her phone for like 3 days or something like that, and I was like, what if it's her?
I think the book is like
I think that was
purposely.
yeah.
In that
You're supposed to
position.
think that, yeah.
Yeah.
But she didn't see anything in Rose, so I was like,
Right.
she's not
Yeah.
one of them.
So yeah, we're not. That's why I like. There's like a moment I'm like, it would be cool. I had like a glorious moment. I was like, this book would be so much cooler if Hazel somehow figured out how to possess Bo, and Bo is actually possessed by Hazel.
Yeah.
And like,
Possessed ladies.
I know, but like I was just like, maybe they fucking.
Well, I
figured
was
something
like,
cool
maybe
out.
they can jump people. Like,
Yeah, that would be cool.
that
too.
would be cool.
But like, I just had a moment like, oh my god, how awesome would that be?
That'd be amazing.
But yeah, like I think like or like the idea is that you're supposed to think like potentially Hazel found like a way to like go undetected or something.
Yeah. Because, like, by this point, we don't know much about the sisters' personalities, so then you're like, well, is she, like, the witchiest witchy one, or is she, like, the
You don't
young,
know.
devious one? You don't know!
Yeah,
Maybe
like
she
even in like
figured
the
it out.
even in the snippets of backstory that you get throughout the book of the Swan sisters, you don't really get much of Hazel's personality in them. It's not until like the very
Way
end.
later, yeah.
Which I loved that they did. I love that, like, in between each chapter is, like, a flashback
Yeah.
kind of thing. Or not even a flashback, but, like, some sort
Just a
of,
little
like,
vignette.
Explanation.
right, a little thing.
Yeah, I
I like
wanted
books that
more
do
of the
that.
Swan sisters. I
Yeah.
liked the Swan
Yes,
sisters.
me too.
I
I
like
was-
their story so much more, and then I feel like that's the case for any time there's like a
flashback.
a flashback. I'm like, I want this,
Right.
Because that was how it was in Hush Hush with like the starting scene. I was like, yes, Chauncey, hell yeah.
I love Chauncey.
Like it's just like anytime there's like a flashback, that's so much cooler than the shit that's happening in the real world. I don't want it. I don't want it.
I want it.
Don't want it. And I think it's just because I hate teenagers now.
Probably. I'm
be
totally
that.
on
Why
that
are we
page.
reading these books then?
I don't know.
We're young adults. They're not teen, they're young adults. It's different.
They're
Anyways.
just specifically still in, I just want books like I like the young adult range, but I want them to be out of school. Just
Yes.
like in that area. Because then things become different.
But that's like new adult now.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Who cares? They used to be part of the same thing.
I know, but they're not anymore. Because we have to make all the
Like it's
segregations.
New adult.
I've never even heard of that genre, but I think we're getting off topic.
Anyway,
So,
yes,
moving
getting off
along,
topic.
and hashtag spoiler alert, Penny is Hazel.
Yeah.
So we find that out later on.
Pretty soon
And-
after.
Yeah, pretty
pretty
soon
soon.
after because
We also
they
find
take.
out
Yeah, I was like,
we also find out that the reason why Bo is in town is not because he's looking for work or he just tried to get away from home. Because you find out
one
that
of
he
his
like
secrets.
it's one of his secrets. But his brother, his older brother, came to visit Sparrow
last year.
last year, and he drowned. He was one of the boys who drowned. So Bo wants to figure out what the fuck happened because his brother's apparently like a really good swimmer.
And they
Something.
told him it was a suicide, so he knew off the bat it was fishy.
Yeah. So he wants to go seek revenge or figure out what happened.
Yeah.
And
be a detective.
Yeah.
And then after he learned about Swan Sisters, he's like, now we gotta kill these bitches.
Yeah.
So Rose broke Gigi out of the boathouse prison and brought her to the island where Penny lives with Bo, and her mother. And her mother. And
really
so they,
crazy mother.
Yeah, so they lock her like in this little shack.
Other
like
cottage.
Yeah, it's a cottage, but it hasn't been used in a couple decades. Apparently. So they barricade her in there, and one day Penny goes to talk to her alone, and that's when the big reveal is that she's Hazel. So.
Oh, also, prior to this, Bo is one of the boys that was chosen by one of the sisters to go into the water. And the reason why he starts believing in the Swan Sisters is because he's being lured into the ocean, and Penny saves him by kissing him, because that is the only way to break the spell, apparently, for whatever. And that's when they consummate their love.
Yes.
Their love. They love each other.
He's like, why did you do that? She's like, to save you.
To save you. And then they go back to the cottage.
They fuck.
They have a moment.
It doesn't say they fucked, but they totally did.
They totally
did.
They totally fucked. Also, tidbit that we forgot to mention, Penny's dad is dead.
Yes. Well,
they don't know.
Didn't say that. He was disappeared for 3 years now.
He was disappeared.
He was disappeared. They don't know what happened.
And her mom went crazy because of it.
I was hoping that he was like on a mission to like figure this out, and come back and like be part of like the saving of the day.
Like, the twist is her dad shows up and he like just kills all of them.
As I was like getting towards the end of the book, I was really nervous that they weren't going to explain what happened to the dad, and that was starting to make me really upset.
Yeah.
And then when we find out what did happen to the dad, like I was like, okay, there's a little bit of resolve there, because like, spoiler alert again, she killed her dad. Hazel did.
Hazel
killed the dad, but it was really Penny.
Yeah. And it was partially on accident.
No.
Like it was
she hit him over the head.
Yeah. I don't think she wanted him to fall
over into the water.
Then he fell over. But it was like with a hook thing.
Yeah.
The point is, I thought it was going to be really like cool what happened to her dad, and then it was just like, no, he's dead.
He just like got knocked out and then fell into the water and drowned. Yay!
And now Penny's mom is
a little teenage whoop.
Good job, Hazel.
I literally started crying when I was reading this book when her mom was like, I know you're not my daughter.
Oh my god.
And I was like,
so emotional.
She's like, she's the only one I have left. Don't take her from me. And she's like, I can't promise that. And I was just like crying.
Books. Again, the mom, way cooler of a character.
Yeah.
I loved her mom. It's been so much more interesting if like that was explored.
Yeah.
But like you get,
I mean, you can only do so much in a book.
Yeah, no, that's true. But like I feel like
it wasn't that long of a book though.
Yeah, it was.
It's not that long.
No, not that long. Have you seen Order of the Phoenix?
Yeah.
No, I think it like, because I know like it like for like the ending to have more of an impact, there needed to be that love story between Hazel and Bo. But I would have loved it more if like.
Well, maybe we should finish the summary too.
Yeah. Let's finish the summary.
I kind of skipped over.
So Gigi is like, they're keeping her in the cottage, and Hazel/Penny is like trying to keep both sides playing Penny and trying to keep Gigi alive, because it's actually her sister, and even though she hates them, she doesn't want them to die, and all these things. So then Olivia's like, hey, we're gonna have the end of the Swan season party on the island.
Every single teenager is now on this island. I don't know how big this island is, but I feel like that's a lot of people for that island.
I know, it doesn't seem that big. It's like a lighthouse and 3 little cottages.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's tiny.
And an orchard.
Yeah, how many fucking trees?
I at least imagined 2 rows. Like 12.
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
That's good.
Little square.
So yeah, they're basically having, because they start the Swan season with a party and they end the Swan
June
season
1st.
Yeah.
And then
on the summer solstice.
Which is a long stay
here. Yeah. And they always end it with a party to like commemorate that it's over and whatever. Because like it seems like they only go after as well teenagers. They can only possess the bodies of people the same age as they were when they died. So, but it seems like they also only seem to go after teenage boys as well.
Which is weird because, I mean,
That's
maybe
not
it was
what
just
happened
because
when
in
they were
like,
alive.
yeah, it was like
Yeah.
in like, what is it, 1822 or 1922?
1822. 200 years.
Oh, right. 1822, I mean, there wasn't a huge, I mean, maybe I'm really bad with history, but like your life expectancy isn't super long. So
That's true.
like
No,
a
yeah.
lot of people were
But like
younger.
they were still only going for like 16-year-old boys. Oh, I guess they're
Right, but
junior
I mean,
year,
they
so
were
17.
17 and 19 or something like
Yeah.
that. Like
Within
17,
that
18,
age
19.
range.
But
Because
Marguerite,
was
like,
19.
usually went for like married men.
Right, that's what I mean. So that was weird, but
Yeah.
that I was thinking like they weren't 17, but maybe they were because that was when you married
Well, they're
young,
also
right?
they're
in that
all
age.
they're
time
all
period.
individually a year apart. They were all
Right.
born on the same day, a year
Right.
apart.
June 1st.
June 1st. So, which
By
is my
different
grandma's
fathers.
birthday.
Nice. Maybe your grandma's a swan sister.
I'll ask her. Hi, Grandma. Grandma, are you watching right now?
Mama.
But it was just interesting because with their backstory, they like it was mainly the older people that were coming at them for stuff.
Right.
So like people in power. So it felt more natural for them to go for people at power. But I think they were more so because they explained that like they want to bring the boys back to the depths to have them forever. So like I think they want boys.
Also, they just want
age.
revenge on the town and taking the youth. I feel
is like a good
yeah.
solid revenge.
Yeah, exactly.
Good
They're like,
solid.
oh, that was my son. Yeah.
I feel sad now because he's dead. Anyway, so they're having this big giant party, and Rose, the little shit that she is, lets Gigi out of the cottage.
That's not
Poor
what happened.
Rose.
Isn't that what happened?
No,
Gigi
just
escaped.
Yeah, Gigi just
Oh,
got
yeah,
out.
that's right.
Yeah, she like escaped. I'm assuming
Like
it
they
was
didn't
because
really
of the
lock her in
salt
that
was
well. She was just waiting for the opportune moment to leave.
Yeah, because like that's right. Because Hazel is just like lock yourself in. She's like, what?
Well,
Yeah,
they
totally.
still boarded the door.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I think
there's
she just
windows.
like got out. Right.
You could break a window pretty easily.
Gigi got out,
Gigi
and then
got
she
out.
decided to try to attack Lonnie and Don. What was his name? Leon
Lon and Davis?
Lon
and Davis.
Lon and something with a D.
Something like that.
L&D.
Basically, the two boys that locked her in the boathouse.
Right.
Yeah.
She wanted revenge.
She was
so
like,
she
I'm
tried
going
to
after
murder
these
them
two
too,
fuckers.
But then,
Because like basically at this stage, since they're at the last day of the solstice, the three girls need to go back into the water
by midnight,
so that they can leave the bodies of the girls they possessed, and then the girls will come back to shore, not knowing what just happened, like not knowing it's 2 weeks or whatever. So like she's trying to get one last hurrah before she has to go back into the water
because she's pissed.
Yeah, and she's pissed. So yep. And then there's the big showdown with Marguerite.
Bo follows
Bo
her up to the lighthouse because she was gonna try to do something to him, but then he brings a knife. So they're like at a standoff at the top of the lighthouse.
And then Hazel's like, "No, wait."
And then Marguerite says, like,
Marguerite,
hey, this is Hazel.
reveals.
Guess what? This is my sister.
What? I loved you.
And then there was that
really
entire
sad.
Known
moment
each other for
where
3
like
weeks.
I know.
teenagers.
Hey, they were practically fucking married. They lived together. They were with each other every
true.
day. Like,
3
comes
Teenagers.
teenager.
When you're a teenager, love
3 weeks is a
immediate.
lifetime.
3 weeks.
Yes. Absolutely. Well, when you know, you just know, you know?
I loved my cat 2 weeks in. So that's all it needs
Not
to
at
say.
first sight.
No, he's a little fucker.
Little piece of shit.
He's a little shit, for sure. Took me whole
He
2
loved
weeks.
me instantly. So,
Yeah, fuck you. You and your fucking ukulele.
yeah, I played
That's
the
why
ukulele.
he likes you.
I played the ukulele for him when I had to cat sit for her, and I became his favorite person on the planet.
Awesome. So he has
Just
taste.
that. Yeah,
For the ukulele, at least.
The ukulele. He likes music, so that's cool.
Anyway, so Bo leaves and tries to get off the island by stealing her father's boat,
Which is like a dick
which
move.
is a sailboat, by the way. It's not like a.
Yeah.
I do
motorboat
love that
guy.
Penny has a boat and not a car.
Right, yeah,
Yeah,
that was cool.
really cool.
But then, like, she tries to jump on the boat and fucking misses like an idiot, and he has to, like, pull her up. And he was like, you
I remember
shouldn't have
that
done
part
that.
happened. Because I just started laughing.
Just like the image of it where she's just like,
Right.
help me. I'm sorry.
I'm like, I would have just kicked her off.
My
she murdered your brother.
Like, he's ready to like kill these other two girls, and then like he helps her
because he loves her.
No. 3 weeks.
No, that's not love. He just thinks it's love. He's an idiot. He just had sex once, and now he's in it forever.
Apparently.
Win it.
But yeah, so they're like discussing shit, like
in the middle of a storm.
Yeah,
in the middle of the
it's raining.
sea.
Just fucking.
Yeah, and
just
she's like, "I'm sorry. I know you can't forgive me. Oh my god."
Exactly
I've
like
changed.
that. I'm different. I didn't want to. And then
Love me.
I love the part where you learn what like the actual trial of the Swan sisters.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
But again, all the parts
because they
of the
do that
Swan
flashback
sisters.
like right in this moment, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
like another great thing about it was like they weren't witches.
No.
And they've
oh my god,
mentioned
I love
so
that
many
so
times.
much.
They were just girls who just happened to like be super seductive and
Yeah.
like
We're pretty
Right.
and attractive. Like I told you when you were hanging out with me on Wednesday that like one of my favorite parts of this book was that like you are given explanations for every witchy thing the Swan sisters do to like and how they weren't witches. They were just girls who just were promiscuous and beautiful and were a little weird, but
Right.
who cares?
Mm-hmm.
And like the people what like you were given like excuses for their witchiness, and then there was an explanation for why it wasn't a witchiness, and then they die and then they come back every year after that. So it was just like you're led to believe that they're not witches at all, and they're not. They're just cursed now, or they cursed the town when they died. I don't know, but like
Yeah.
it's just interesting.
well, it was nice to like learn that like Hazel like wasn't like her sisters though.
No, not
like
at all.
she wasn't trying to get with
fucking
boys
Owen. Oh my
and
god.
stuff like that. And then
God.
she finally does fall in love with someone, and because of
His
not
father,
because of her sister's reputation, but just because of like how
they're perceived in the town.
perceived in the town, and she was with them and stuff. Like his
Obviously,
dad.
this man's son could never love a Swan sister because
Right.
unless witchery is involved in some way, shape, or form.
And then like jokes on
Owen
him.
was there for like 2 pages, and I fell in love
I
with
know,
him.
he was awesome.
And Owen had more depth than Bo did. And I was just like,
Poor
oh
Bo.
my god, Owen. Like Bo's not bad, but I'm just like, Owen, fucking all the time, all
Like
day.
I was thinking, like when they were like doing the trial, like, oh, she has a birthmark
That's
on her.
what's
I
very
was like,
common.
I would be screwed.
Yeah, me
I
too.
so many freckles
Yeah, I
and
have a
like weird
ton of
shapes
fucking
on my
freckles.
body. Like,
Is
like
that
I
the
was,
only
like,
criteria
witch,
you need?
witch.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Well, like-
that's all the proof that they needed.
Well,
The
that
blind
was, like-
man said proof, and that
Yeah,
he can't
yeah.
even fucking see their freckles. What a dick.
Yeah,
What
like
about the
like,
youngest sister?
That was that
Where's
was
their
a very
proof?
common thing back when like the Puritans were like
Right.
that massive. It was like birthmarks were a sign of the devil.
Yep.
Any type of like if you like misspoke or like just like how I sometimes just go blah because my mouth
You're
stops.
speaking in tongues, witch.
Yeah, you're
Burn
speaking
her.
in tongues. Any sort of like eccentricity of any kind that isn't normal is considered Satan. So like you're a witch. So and like it's like I made you watch Monty Python and the Holy Grail, but there's like that entire witch season of just like, well, what like it was like how does she float? And it's just like, we don't know. We haven't tried. Well, what floats on water? Wood. Very good.
Yeah.
What also floats on water? A duck.
Ducks.
Good. And then they weigh her like against a duck, and like the joke is that it like she weighs the same as a duck and lighter than a duck. So like yeah,
It's a really big.
but like
duck.
that no, it's normal duck, just normal duck, really big scale, normal duck. But that was the thing. Like if you could float on water, which all you have to do is that's like a thing you could train your body to do.
Right.
I don't know. It's just like
Or if you
there's,
sink, you're a witch.
yeah.
So then we just proved it and killed you at the same time.
Yeah, it's fine. And then also, like, if you like think back to the witch trials, a lot of the people in that town couldn't read or write, so like they didn't have like even I think it's like been shown that the only person who could write was a doctor, but he could not read. And that was it. That was the entire town.
Yay.
So, like, you have these people who know nothing other than their Bible. And their Bible is just what's told to them by their preacher.
Yeah, I was like, if they can't read
and
it
their
right,
preacher can't read. It's just like...
Yeah. I mean, that's just how it was, though.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You can't, like, hold that against them.
No, like, I know, like, exactly, like, I like, understood the witch trial that happened and occurred. Completely and entirely. And I understood the instant
my
when,
issue
like,
is, like, just because you can't read and write doesn't mean you have no common sense or logic.
Well, I feel like most of the townspeople just wanted to get rid of these bitches.
Yeah.
And so they were like, if this is going to get rid of them,
let's do
it. Like that lady who came into the shop, like week or so before the trial, and just came in and was like, la-di-da, these are your fragrances. Well, you fucked my husband.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
These are your fragrances. You fucked my husband.
That's their accent. But
that's basically what happened. Yes.
Read the book, guys. That's what happened.
Verbatim.
That's my favorite quote. These are your fragrances. You fucked it.
Moving on.
Pull quote.
Oh my god.
So Owen dies trying to save Hazel.
That was so depressing.
That was so basically
that was sad.
Owen is forced to testify by his father against Hazel because there's someone in the town who can testify that Marguerite and Aurora have birthmarks or something on them that would show a sign of Satan. The only person who's been with Hazel is Owen, and
his dad like pits her against him.
Yeah, basically. And like I love the part where they're just like it was like like some people will say that it was witchcraft of Hazel like used like a mind spell as she stared down at Owen trying to get him not to talk, and it was like, but any two people who've been in love will know it was a lover pleading to another. And I was like,
and she like pretty much is like, it's okay, you can tell them I'm a witch, because she was afraid that he would be punished by his father if he didn't.
And they were
so she sacrificed she sacrificed herself.
And then so to end the Swan sisters like saga there, they are taken to the middle of the lake with bags of rocks tied to their ankles and then dumped into the water. And then as they're being plopped into the water, you can see Hazel sees Owen in the distance running through the dock and trying to fight people. He breaks free, swims to the lake, gets to Hazel and tries to keep her up, but the rocks are too heavy, and so he hugs her close and they both
drown together.
Yeah. And Hazel had...
That was the other thing I was hoping. I was like, Owen is possessing Bo. It's going to be great.
That would be amazing. I do think
why didn't he come back? That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
But that's what's been keeping her in the town.
I do like that Hazel like had like a different motive for why she wanted to get back at the town. Like Marguerite and Aurora were upset at the town for like being upset with them, whereas Hazel is upset because Owen didn't get to come back. Like she now has like they could have at least been together forever, but she has to come back every year, so she doesn't get to be with him forever. Yeah. And like. So she goes, like, I do like the scene where she visits his grave, and, like, that was, again, Owen, like, hardcore, like, I'm an Owen, all day, every day.
Team Owen.
Team Owen, fuck yeah. But yeah, it's just, that was so sad, and I was just like, this is the worst thing ever. Like, I've only just met you, Owen, and I love you, and you're dead.
You died in 2 pages.
Why did you do that? And then they learned that there's like a bunch of books in Bo's cottage that were actually from
her father,
Penny's father, because he was reaching how to stop the sisters. Because
he was a Winchester. Let's just put it on the table.
Watching Supernatural.
I don't care. He was a Winchester.
Yeah, he was searching. He had books. He had a Bobby who probably survived.
It was like he started researching because he knew that Hazel had possessed Penny.
Yeah.
Which she's been doing for 3 summers. So on the first summer that she decided to possess Penny, like her parents knew like something was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And which, so good parenting. That they're able to
no one else seems to care about any of the other kids.
Right.
And it's like also Penny's dad was an outsider. Like it was someone that Penny's mom met in college. So I think that also is why, like, once like they saw the change, like he was like, well, I'm gonna fix it. Like that's my daughter.
Right.
Everyone else is like, no, this is normal. If that happens,
this is
it happens.
Town. You're not from
like,
here.
Idiot. I
We
hate
kill
it
people
so much. Oh, it's so bad. This town is awful.
But he figured out a way to break the curse, essentially.
Yeah, essentially, break the curse. Which is, she just has to swim to the bottom of the lake.
She has to drown herself,
She has to drown
essentially.
herself.
It won't hurt
Penny
the
won't die.
host.
Somehow.
Human host. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
They kind of glossed over it.
Yeah.
They're like,
They didn't
magic,
think
okay?
Yeah, they're like... They're like, somebody dies and somebody doesn't.
Yeah, obviously.
And
then
Penny died. That would suck.
But like killing one, like once Hazel like sacrifices herself, all of the sisters go away.
Yeah.
So it's like a one
It's kind
one
of
and
like
done.
Hazel's curse.
Yeah.
Well, I feel is it?
It feels like it's more so like
Hazel's than the other two.
If Hazel wasn't the one to do it, would it still work? Because they don't explain that. Like he just says like if one of you do.
I don't know. Plot hole.
Well, because like I feel like the curse is like I feel like this reality that Hazel has to live through is more of a curse to her, whereas Marguerite and Aurora think of it as a blessing. Like they get to come back,
right? And
they get to be back in the town, and they get to do what they love to do, which was woo men and steal them away forever. Whereas Hazel found love and then couldn't have it and was punished for it, and then she could have been in heaven or whatever, afterlife world, whatever. With
Afterlife
Owen.
World. Buy your tickets now.
Afterlife world. But Owen died, but she didn't. So she's cursed to not be with the person, not to be
Why did she
in
get
love.
Cursed,
Like,
what did she do wrong?
I don't know.
Like
that's the other
infuriating thing is that she didn't become a bad person until she was dead. Then she started killing people.
Yeah. She was pissed.
She's pissed.
She wanted revenge. But I also don't like that they don't explain why the sisters came back. Because if they weren't witches, like we're led to believe.
Because such a horrible thing happened.
But I feel like this horrible thing would involve some sort of like spell or incantation of some kind.
Sometimes magic just happens.
Apparently.
Loopholes. Magic. See, that's not a good writing.
This
move.
is a fantasy book. It's in our fantasy section. Doesn't have to make sense.
That doesn't give, because like good magic and good fantasy and like good science fiction is.
We should write her a letter. Shay, we're on a first name basis here. Shay, what the fuck?
Dear Shay.
Devoted fan.
Love your devoted fans. So what the ya podcast?
What the ya?
No, but like if you write magic and you write fantasy and you write science fiction, there still needs to be an explanation. An exclamation of some kind.
Not necessarily. Depends on if you're doing hard magic and hard science versus soft magic and soft science, which this one is definitely soft magic. So it doesn't need an explanation. Because that's not the point of the story. I know, I hate it.
Because, like, good written magic is when you can't explain the reason away, which is, it's magic. Because, like, that's the, like...
But that's what happens in Harry Potter.
But
Harry Potter is kind of soft magic.
Kind of, but there's still rules to the magic,
except but not really.
Yeah, that's true. They
until Dumbledore's like, I can do it.
Right. I can operate anywhere.
Well, he's the fucking headmaster.
Who cares?
No, but like, it's just like I don't like that excuse of why did they come back? Well, magic. It's like, give me something, please, more than that. Like anything, please.
I want it.
And like it's. And it's the same thing like when they're like it was all a dream, so all the weird shit that happened prior to that, it's just like, it was weird because it was a dream. And it's like, no, like now I want to know why.
Why?
I want a better explanation. Give me the benefit.
Point of the book, it's a romance, not a fantasy. It's romance first, then fantasy. So the romance is what matters.
Just
whatever.
Drowns, and she breaks the curse, and Penny wakes up, and she's like, what happened?
And I do like the last, like, chapter or so where it's Penny again, and she's trying to, like, understand what happens, and she feels these emotions for Bo, but she doesn't understand why.
But
and
she
like,
also doesn't, like, question it.
Yeah.
She's like, it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well,
He's
at the
cute.
beginning, we know she's just like, she's into the whole mystical feelings thing. So she's like,
right.
There's an explanation. I don't need to know.
Well, even so,
It's the
Hazel
town.
admitted that during the first night that Bo met Penny, when it was Penny,
yeah.
she was already starting to feel things towards him,
Yeah.
which is why she invited him to the island.
Yeah. So, like, there was
the
already
first
inkling,
place.
but I do like the, like that part is interesting, where Bo is in, like, this, like, further along relationship with her, whereas Penny is still in this, like,
The first day of
early
knowing
stage.
him.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And, like, it's interesting. Like, that would have also
But she
been
also
cool.
still has, like, memories of him
Yeah.
because Hazel
only took the bad.
only took the bad with her. So she's not going to remember that she ever was Hazel or anything like that, but she'll remember, like,
That she loved
they,
Bo.
yeah,
and
they
they had
had
it. Fucked.
went to the orchard and all
They're,
this
like,
crap.
yeah, she remembers all that stuff.
blah,
But,
blah,
like,
blah.
there's, as she explained, there's, like, holes in her memory. She doesn't understand why she feels the way she does.
And yet she's the one that explains the whole memory thing in the beginning at the first part. She's like, yeah, people just, like, they have like holes and stuff in their memory, and they don't know why. And it's like, Penny, this has happened to you twice already.
Right.
Maybe, I don't know.
It just happens sometimes.
Well, like, I think, like, I want to give Penny the benefit of the doubt that, because, like, at the beginning, she's very, like, scared of the water and all that stuff.
Right.
And I feel like she does know that it's happened to her. Obviously, we have no way of knowing that. Like, subconsciously, she knows.
Because she's really, like...
She's, like,
really
scared of the water.
Freaking out.
And, like, she's, like, she has her apprehension towards the Swan sisters, and that could be because, like, her dad went missing, and, like, her mom's insane, and she's scared of things, but I feel like she, like, since she has those pockets where she doesn't remember stuff, that she kind of knows, potentially, that, like, the Swan sisters are real, and they're a thing, that to be feared and scared of.
She doesn't want to do anything about it.
Exactly. That's the annoying part.
Well,
like,
you can't just kill her like, coworkers. Her,
her
friends, her student body, whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
she mentioned in
guys?
the past, like, the town had once tried and they failed because they were killing innocent people, and that's what would happen now. Gigi is innocent, although Aurora's in her. Like, Olivia might not be as innocent, but...
And there's also no way of guaranteeing that will work.
Right, exactly.
So...
Synopsis done.
But she doesn't... But, like, her dad, like, was trying to find a way to do it without killing. Yeah. Like, she doesn't even have that initiative.
Well, but like, she could have done that. Because she's Hazel. Because the town. Hazel. She's not an outsider. Her dad was an outsider.
I know.
So he...
I read the book.
Penny was kind of just like... Meh.
But
we only read as Penny for a day.
But Brittany, Penny isn't an outsider, so it's just what's gonna happen. Nothing can change ever.
Penny lives on a fucking island. She's in her own little world.
She doesn't even have a cell phone.
Good for her. Okay. Keeping off the grid.
Yeah, that's fine. Also because they don't work on the island.
Right. Off the grid.
So there's no point in having it. Whatever. Because, you know, there's never a moment where you're, like, off the island, like, at school or whatever. No.
It's fine. She don't need it. They're poor.
It's true.
They've been living off of savings.
Yeah.
For the last 3 years.
He must have had so much money.
That's what I mean, right?
After
like,
college, right away.
I mean, they live in an island. How much?
Yeah.
In a teeny tiny town.
Like, I think they bought the island because it was, like, falling apart. So I think they got it, like, really not expensive.
Right.
But the entire town was upset that an outsider bought the island. It's like, well, you were fucking buying it.
No one else was doing anything.
I thought the whole, like, mending the lighthouse thing was the really cool part of the story.
Yeah.
Just,
I liked every part of the story except the romance.
Yay!
Woo! No more romance, guys.
Well, like,
why is every YA book like?
Because that's all fucking kids care about.
I mean, Nancy Drew didn't have any.
Yeah, because Nancy Drew. Yeah, they come into play.
Ned comes in.
Ned fucking comes in.
Ned Nickerson.
He is the
best boyfriend.
Best boy. Yeah, no, it like
It helps me solve mysteries, okay?
he gives the best hints. Best hints.
Best hints. He's so smart.
He knows exactly what to do.
He knows what I need to do without me even saying anything.
Instantly. Anyway, he doesn't even know what's going on. He's just like, oh,
He's
have you
just
tried
like,
doing this?
You should use the screwdriver.
And you're a genius. Why didn't I think of that? How did you even know I had one of those?
Anyway.
Anyway, Nancy Drew was last month.
Check it out.
like no, like there's like so many interesting like parts of the story,
Yeah.
and like the romance just like covers it all.
Because it's
and,
a
like,
romance.
Yeah, but like
That's
it's
the
like
point of the story.
I know, but like it's my issue with a lot of young adult novels is like there's so many like interesting bits, but like they have to focus on the romance because that's what that generation wants, and like they want to find love, they want to believe in love, and blah 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 whatever, and like fun fact, love isn't real. So just
Blah blah blah.
Yes,
Fun
it
fact.
is.
Yourself.
Go
It's
fuck yourself.
just not what you think it is.
That's
Do you
not
want-
what you think it is.
Can I just, while we're on the topic,
Yes, do
a
it.
couple of my favorite lines here. These are the best, by the way.
I'm wondering if we have some of the same.
Yeah.
Have mine.
So I got, but how do you let yourself unravel in front of someone knowing your armor is the only thing keeping you safe?
Oh yeah,
Good.
I remember that one. I don't know.
And
that.
this is the best. Love is an enchantress. Devious and wild, it sneaks up behind you, soft and gentle and quiet, just before it slits your throat.
Oh.
That's how I feel about
Oh,
love
I
right
love
now.
it.
Like, legit. I was like, this is my life.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. Because it's true.
There was two more, but it didn't have anything to do with love.
Yeah,
So that's
no.
why I just wanted to bring that up because it's
I just like there's so much
relevant.
more that I wish was explored in young adult novels than like the romance portion.
Yeah.
And like I understand like the romance is supposed to be there, but like there's ways to explore the romance and also explore the cool things that have been set up in the world without it being so focused on the romance. I don't know. It's always been I always
But
struggle. And like I'm
just
it's coming from me who's like a hopeless romantic at heart and like loves that gooey fucking shit like hardcore. But like it's still like
It's okay if that's all it is.
yeah.
If you have cool stuff in the background, you better explain that.
Yeah, because like I'm just like interested in the cool stuff. Like if it was all romance, then it's like okay, this is fine because this is the entire story. This
Yeah,
is what
it's
supposed
just
to be.
like this outsider comes to town and we live on an island together and we fix an orchard and we fall in love. That's it.
That's it. There it is.
That's the story.
But then there's all this really cool shit that's introduced. Like her mom reads tea leaves.
That never
And
really
she just
does
like
anything.
senses when
Yeah.
people are on the island.
Yeah,
She just has
knows.
this, she just knows. She's like,
She knows.
who'd you bring home?
Yeah, just knows. Making
What?
pancakes.
What are you talking
What?
I
about?
don't think she actually knows. I think she's just like spying.
I think
She's
she
just-
knows.
She's just a mom.
I think she knows.
She's just spying outside her bedroom window.
She's just looking forever.
She's just like, oh, who's this? Who's
like
this?
there's
She's
people
bringing
coming
up.
to the island. She's like, yeah, mom. There's actually like everybody in my student body coming to the island. Well, I'll be in my room. Hazel, not Penny.
Goodbye.
By the way, don't take over my daughter's body while I'm gone. I know that's what you're planning.
Here's your fragrances.
tea leaves told me.
You fucked my outside. Anyway, but yeah, like there's the Swan sisters who have this really amazingly dynamic story for what we're seeing of it, and then are these really cool dynamic characters, and have no explanation as to why they come back.
They don't even question it.
They don't question it at all.
There's like, we gotta kill people.
Yeah, we
That's
can come back.
awesome.
Why not?
And then like there's like the little like cake shop where like the cakes make
The
you
forgetful
forget.
cakes?
So which are like
Rose's mom. That's hilarious.
I love-
that.
cool.
And I think
Great.
it's super cool that like it was in the perfume building. Like it
Mhm.
was in the sister's shop
Yeah.
too. So that's super dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made like scents and she does flavors.
It's great.
yeah, so it's just like there's so many cool little things that are sprinkled about and are interesting. It's like I want to explore more of that. Like how,
I know.
why?
I was hoping that like somewhere in the books Bo had like there was gonna
Yeah.
be like some sort of conspiracy and the town was all in on it and that's why they're acting all weird and not helping.
Yeah. That would have been cool. But
Yeah.
it's, yeah, so like instead it's like all this stuff gets washed away because the romance is the most important part. And so it's like, just don't have that shit. Just have the romance then. If you're gonna have that. Because, like, if you're not gonna explore all those things, then you're just gonna leave your readers a little upset. Just like a little bit.
Because, like, when they were up on the lighthouse and Bo had his little knife, I wanted him to do something. I wanted someone to get stabbed.
I wanted someone to die that wasn't
like, no one had to die, but I wanted the knife to be used in some way.
I mean, I thought he was gonna stab her.
Yeah.
For a little while, and then they were like, the hurt in his eyes, and I was like, this pussy.
This fucking pussy.
He's not gonna. He ain't gonna stab nobody. He's gonna walk away all sad,
go back
babe.
to his little trees.
And then I was like, maybe Hazel's gonna push Marguerite out.
That would have been amazing.
Like, just
like,
because,
yeah,
like, why'd you tell him? Bam.
No, it would have been if Marguerite like made a move to like attack Bo, like she got the knife or something. That would have been cool. And then Hazel, like, who doesn't want to kill her sister,
like accidentally does it.
Like, accidentally pushes her over, and then there's that moment of like, oh no, I killed 2 people. So like, it would, a power struggle would have been nice.
Nope.
What's the next part that we have to do? What's the next segment?
Well, the only other thing I just wanted to mention with the summary, the very last bit, when we get the flash forward to how Bo and Penny are kind of together now, but Hazel is still a ghost.
Yeah, that's weird, because he's like, they like said something about like him feeling her presence or something?
Yeah,
and like the people in the town can see like the white like ghostly figure walking through the trees. Yeah.
And when he feels the wind flutter against his neck, the scent of rosewater and myrrh in the air. Myrrh in the air. A hush sailing over him like a memory he can't shake. He knows and he smiles.
Like, poor Bo.
Yeah.
Like, that's the worst.
Like, he fell in love with the girl that murdered his brother.
And then
now he gets to hear her whispering in his ear every day.
Yeah. Right. And he has to, like, I mean, he still, like, falls in love with Penny, though.
Yeah.
Like, later, like, afterwards. But he's still, like, he loves her because he loved Hazel, I feel.
Yeah, which isn't fair to Penny.
No.
Like, no one wins. This is terrible ending.
No.
Hazel is, like, still alive.
I mean, Penny's mom wins.
Yeah, she gets to keep her daughter.
And then she became more lively. She started doing shit
She's like,
again.
I still have my daughter. I realize that now, after 3 years.
After the risk of potentially losing.
Right. I think it was also because, like, every summer Hazel would come back and repossess Penny, and, like, her mom was just like,
no more of this shit.
And
stop it.
Like, her mom must know that Hazel used Penny to kill people both of those summers.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So it's fucked up.
Surprised she didn't think, like, maybe she killed my husband.
Well, her husband was too old.
Well, she's still fucking.
She didn't like kill him using like the lure to the water.
Right. That's why I didn't think that he was dead for a long time, because I was like, if he would have drowned, they would have found his body.
Yeah.
They always find the bodies, and then it was like, oh,
They were just far enough out, and there was a storm. He's gone.
But I did think it was cool that, like, when they actually died, their bodies were like
back.
They found. I was like, they found the bodies like preserved, like they died yesterday, essentially, like in the water, and you're like,
which is fucking crazy.
And then
which is like magic is happening.
Yeah, magic is around.
What is happening?
Maybe it's just the town. Like, I don't know.
The town is weird.
The town is cursed, like it says. The cursed town of Sparrow.
Sparrow, actually, in Egyptian, like the actual hieroglyph of Sparrow means evil.
Nice.
Did you Google that?
I researched that for my book, so because I have an evil organization called Sparrow. So.
Oh, I was like,
wow,
were you just like really
just drop that?
I was just super into hieroglyphics. Look, it's my thing.
It's my thing. It's my thing.
No. Well, the synopsis took a full hour, so that's good.
I mean, it always does. The synopsis is the biggest part. It's always going to be.
But I mean, we kind of like went through everything at the same time.
Yeah. Because I feel like that's naturally going to happen.
Yeah.
It's like
we're gonna characters, plot lines, settings, and themes.
Oh, we got it.
And we kind of went through favorite lines too.
Yeah, we did. Did some favorites there.
What were some of your favorite lines, Brittany?
Yeah,
let's see.
You have it.
4 here. Let's see. What's this one? Oh, I did like this line. I don't remember what's happening. There's something with books happening. Oh, yeah. This is when Bo is like, hey, I found these books. And this is in the same moment.
Nice.
Just before he's like, hey, I found these books. So she's like, this thing I feel for him is working its way into my bones, like water through cracks in my surface. When it freezes, it will either shatter me into a million pieces or make me stronger. I was like, that's nice.
I remember that line. I remember that. I was like, that's cool. That's a good way of explaining love. And they're like a crush and like stuff like that.
Well, yeah, she also described it as drowning. Like,
yeah.
What is love? Drowning.
Falling. Like
you're
drowning.
Like, oh my god. This is
like,
what I meant.
There's a heavy, to speak of themes, there's a heavy theme of water in this entire
motif.
Which makes sense.
Motif is what the water is, not a theme.
Yeah.
It's
okay. Sorry, I went to school for writing. No, like there's like it's like everything is a metaphor for water in some way, shape, or form.
Water is like they use water in everything.
Yeah,
which works because you're literally like in the water a lot of the time.
Yeah. Nice wave.
Yeah, I don't know if it's actually on camera.
Look at us. Look at us.
Let me see if I can.
Yeah, sink it. Let's try to sink it.
Oh, I did it.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay, that's another.
Yeah, there's like, which it makes sense with how like they're on.
It's like a harbor town.
They're in a port city town. They're like spend a lot of time on the island. The girls were drowned. Everyone drowned.
It's raining all the time.
Yeah, all the time because it's Oregon. So, and then they like Hazel Penny uses like a metaphor for water all the time. So like everything is tied to water, which makes sense because you can do that in real life like just as easily too. Like everything can refer to water in some way, shape, or form because water is one of the basic elements of the universe. But like whatever, it's fine.
Well, I mean, it's what Hazel's world is 90% of the time when they're underwater waiting to come back. So
which hates.
Yeah.
Which anyone would.
Yeah, just hanging out for a full year. Just waiting. Just to kill some boys.
I have another favorite line in the first chapter, and mine are like so sad and pessimistic, but it's like,
it's fine.
So it was just like introducing Rose and like describing their characters, and she was like, I have this sense that someday we won't even remember why we were friends in the first place. She will float away like a brightly colored bird living in the wrong part of the world, and I will stay behind, gray feathered and sodden and wingless. And I'm like, oh. I mean, it was like so beautiful. Such a beautiful sentence.
Heavily related.
Right. And I'm just like highlighting that.
Highlight that. That's good. That's good. I loved Penny's introduction of Rose, how she described her.
With cinnamon colored hair.
Yeah. Also, I'm so sick of the pale white girl with straight brown hair.
Being the main character?
I'm over that.
This is 3 in a row. 3?
Yeah.
I mean, Nancy Drew was blonde and blue-eyed, so she don't count.
Yeah. She's also from the 40s, so like...
They were all blonde, blue-eyed.
Yeah. But, like, yeah, that's just been, like, every single one of them. It's just been pale, brown-haired.
We need to get some tan people.
Can we get some, like, diversity somewhere?
I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter.
Ooh, I love it. The book I'm listening to now, Undead Girl Gang.
I found it.
Yeah. The main character is, like I mentioned to you guys, she's overweight, but she's also, I believe, I don't think she's Mexican, but I think she's Middle Eastern because she mentions eating, like, curry and chickpeas a lot.
Love curry.
So, I think she's Middle Eastern. And then her best friend, one of the girls who dies, well, like, it's,
I know,
like, it's in the synopsis.
I know.
Who she brings back to life, she's Mexican, I believe. Or something, and her parents live in a funeral home.
It's way more diverse.
It's one of the. It's like it's either that or vice versa. Like the main character's Mexican, and then they have like a proper fight with the other 2 girls they bring back because the other 2 girls are like fucking white privilege girls, like those ones, and they have like an argument where they're just like, because one of the girls dated Riley, the dead best friend's brother, for a little while, and refused to let him go out to like refused to go out to dinner with his family because it was weird, like the food that they ate. And like Riley was like, not everyone eats the same food as you. Like just because we're different doesn't mean that you get to decide what we do and don't eat. And then the other girl like would make it so that other people wouldn't go to like Riley's parties because they live in a funeral home. It's like, that's weird. It's weird. It's like, you don't get to decide what's weird.
Yeah.
Like that's not for you. And so it was
I would go to a party in a funeral.
yeah, that'd be dope.
Pretty cool.
But like I was just like, I'm living for this argument right now. Oh my god. Oh, it's so good. It was just like, I was just like, this is amazing. And I was just like, yes, more people need to yell at the white privileged girls, please.
Please yell at us.
Yell at me.
I will happily take all of it
Do it.
for you if it means that someone understands. Hey, damn it, Julia, now I have "What is Love" stuck in my head from John. You're welcome, John.
Back at you, buddy.
But yeah, like I'm like so, but like I do love the description of Rose because Rose seemed very different from all of the other kind of best friends that we've been introduced to in like these past books.
Nora's best friend was a little overweight, and well, that was pretty
sassy and fiery, and I was like, she should be the main character,
right? And Nora's just like,
why are they always like left to be the best friend?
Because the best friend the main character has to be like depressed and
sad,
klutz.
I mean, I get it. I understand. I relate heavily, but like like after some point, like we talked about it when we talked about Fallen, and it's just like if you have a blank slate of a character, it's going to be less fun for your reader as if you have
Penny, yeah.
Because Penny is interesting because she has like interesting interests.
There's interesting things around her.
Yeah, there's interesting things around her, but she doesn't partake.
I mean, she's only there for like 10%.
I mean, she has a boat.
But like even when it's Hazel,
it's still
acting as Penny, like just like okay, cool.
Okay. I like Marguerite and Aurora. They're fiery.
I mean, they're evil, but they're
evil.
Fun.
They're fun. But yeah, but like I think like the description, the introduction of Rose was done really well. Like I like that she had scribbles all over her backpack from like how she wanted to be an artist, how like it was.
She used to have a lisp.
Yeah, she used to have a lisp. Oh, I love that. That was
And then later on, it comes back a little bit because she's getting really nervous.
Yeah, like that was so nice. That little imperfection to just add was just like, and then like she mentions that she wants to be an artist, and it's like she has a dream. She has a dream. She doesn't want to get a boy. She doesn't want to do it. She wants to be an artist. She's gonna go to college.
And then they become obsessed with each other.
Yeah. But like still, like she still has like a dream, and it's set up that like she wants to leave this town. She wants to go to college. She wants to pursue that dream. Like why can't that be our main character? Like why can't our main character be like?
Because we need a hollow vessel for
my
Hazel
mom
to overthrow.
Because of my mom, which I would.
You don't understand.
I would like that excuse.
My mom.
We were more like if Hazel Penny was more. I guess like we don't. Again, we only see Penny for the first like 2 pages before she becomes Hazel. But like, I would have loved it if like if that was the case, there was more attentiveness to the mother when we were Penny, versus when we switched to Hazel. Because then like
for a chapter.
Well, like we were only with Penny for like 2 chapters max.
2 chapters,
right?
Yeah. But like when she gets onto the island, like she doesn't even see her mother at all. And so it would have been nice to have seen like Penny like check in on her, see how she's doing, have that like because then we could have seen an interaction between the two.
And even Hazel like admits she's like, this person has been more of a mother to me than my own mother.
Yeah.
So.
Because
her mom was like this crazy lady who just popped up babies and then goes to Paris.
It just fucks off basically.
Right.
But like it would have been nice.
Where did they go? They were babies.
An orphanage, probably?
Yeah, it was like, she said she left them when they were like 12 or something, and then that's when they like decided, like they like lived in New York for a while, and then they moved to Oregon, which I'm really bad with geography, and y'all can make fun of me for this if you want, but like 4 months on a boat from New York to Oregon, where are you boating? Like, are you going around?
The Panama Canal wasn't there yet, so they had to go all the way down.
Around.
Yeah, they had to go all the way around down to the bottom of South America.
Okay, because like I was like, how are you gonna get around?
Yeah, because there's like one.
I would
little
think that would
rivers.
take more than 4 months, but I guess not.
Yeah, because they had to
I don't
go
think so.
all the way.
Way around.
Mhm.
And they were like, oh, there was mostly like stormy weather and all this crap. And I'm thinking, like, if you're in Africa, like, that's hot. Not Africa, I'm sorry, South America.
Well, they go.
Well, it's hot at the equator, but like all the way down at the
Then you go
bottom,
down
it's
to
not.
the So that's why
I
it's
don't know where it ends. I don't know where it starts.
Let's bring up a map.
Not what?
This is the best day of my life. So, okay, Julia, the equator is an invisible line.
I know. I'm waiting for John to be like, you're a fucking idiot over here.
So,
Nope, I got it. We're good. No explaining necessary.
Okay, moving on.
so,
Were there any other favorite lines you had?
I had one more.
Okay.
It was pretty much towards the end. It's once you've experienced death, living never feels quite the same.
Ooh.
And I thought that was a really like strong line,
Mhm.
I guess, because like they all did die, but yet she still like wants a life
Mhm.
Yeah.
to herself, even though she'd be stealing Penny's life,
Yeah.
which is pretty selfish.
Yeah, I don't have any lines because I don't have the book.
There you go. Please, someone Google the world map. I can't stop laughing at her right now.
There it is.
I was waiting for it. Again, super bad with geography.
It's fine. It's
I blame
okay.
my teachers.
We're here for you. We're here to help you. We're here to
not
help
the
you
point.
learn and grow.
I didn't have any more favorite lines. That was it. That was it.
Oh. Do you have any other favorite parts that you can remember?
No, again, I really liked the part when the mom was
Try to get her to leave.
yeah,
Penny,
like
yeah.
pleading with her, essentially, and Hazel was still like, I can't promise you that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to take this life as my own.
Yeah. There's definitely a big shift because at one point Hazel was just like, I want to keep living as long as possible, and then she's like, I'm gonna die. Like shortly after that, I'm gonna kill myself.
Right. That was very like 180 too.
Yeah.
And like maybe she realized like, oh, now that Bo knows, there's no way that we can be together.
Yeah, I think there was like a moment because like now that he knows, especially not necessarily that she's Hazel, but that she's the one who killed his brother.
And he even
there's
says like,
no coming back
how
from that.
can I look past that? Like I
Yeah.
fell in love with someone who murdered my
Yeah, because
brother. Like, what
isn't
does
the
that say about
line?
me?
Isn't there a line that's like, even if I feel like she said it, I remember it clearly, but I could just be adding stuff in my head. But I think she says even if like she could keep the body, their love would never be the same.
Right.
Yeah, it
Ever.
wouldn't be like good at all.
Yeah, no, at all. So I think for sure, like she did the right thing. There was no way that like she could keep Penny's body and not
Yeah.
just feel guilty for the rest of her life.
Well, I think that. Sorry.
Yeah,
You're fine. Go for it.
No, you're not. Well, it's just a little because, like, even though like Hazel was possessing Penny, I think that Hazel and Penny had a lot in common.
Mhm.
Like with the fact that Penny she didn't want to leave because of her mother that was tying her there to the island, and Hazel didn't want to leave because Owen was still there,
Mhm.
and that's why she kept going and taking over Penny's life on the islands because that's where he used to live.
Mhm.
So I thought that was really cool that even though like she was inhabiting her body, like that's why she was so drawn
Yeah.
to coming back to her each time, not
It
just
would've
because
been
she
cool
her life.
if we found out that like when Penny's mom was younger, Hazel did the same thing to her.
Oh, that would have been really cool.
I wasn't
And
even-
that's how she knew that Penny
Yeah.
was possessed. She's like, I remember you.
I remember you, bitch.
That would be fucking dope. Shay, get on it. What the
Shay,
hell?
hi. We're writers.
Shay, come on, girl.
Hey, she's
I'm
published.
gonna write a really good.
Yeah,
So-
she's a publisher. She's got a one-up on us for sure.
For sure.
yeah. I think like there's some gems in the story for sure, but
The
there's
story's gonna be perfect.
yeah, that's true. Except the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that story is perfect. Just
I can't
best.
say
It's best.
anything about that book. I've never read it.
It's one of my favorites.
It's on your tape.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite books of all time. Yep, it's right over there.
Everyone is over
It's all of them, like, because there's I think 5 books in the series.
Not important.
The other ones aren't as good. The first one is like a masterpiece. But yeah, there's just like, as always, there's always something that we're gonna wish was different.
Yeah.
We're gonna want to have changed. But I think, considering, like, especially since this is her first book,
Yes.
published book, this is really good. Especially since the other two, like, romance novel-y books that we read were not good. Not good.
Very, very true.
I think, like, and those ones were also, like, debut books for those authors, right? I think.
I believe so. They only have that series.
Yeah.
I know Lauren Kate only has that series, I believe.
So, like...
I don't know.
Who knows? We're not going to look it up, because who cares?
No one.
But, like, it's nice to, like, it's a bit refreshing.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, nah, great. Like, there is hope for the young adult, like, generation, like, for those novels. They're not all horrendous. There's some good ones out there somewhere existing, floating around somewhere.
Okay, so with the whole Hazel twist thing, before you find out, like, you guess it beforehand, right. But before it's like actually revealed, she's acting as if she's still Penny.
Yes.
That bothers me.
Yes, even when she's alone.
Even when she's alone, her thoughts are still Penny's.
Yeah. I would have liked it if she's with Bo and she's with her mother or she's with Rose or whatever, you can, like, she's very Penny-esque, but when she does have those moments alone, and she is alone a couple of
the time.
Yeah.
A lot.
But then we would guess it.
It's easy to guess.
It's easy to guess even without.
Like, it's not a good reveal, I don't think. It's not something to keep secret.
Yeah.
It's more interesting if we knew it sooner.
Yeah.
And the twist was something else.
Okay. The italicized things, like when they first went to the place, the shipwreck, they're like, blah, 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 we're here for a moment, hold our breath, waiting for something immediate to happen. When nothing does, but lets out air across my arms, blah, feeling anxious. And then, like, in italicized, it's like, we shouldn't be here, I think, suddenly. And then, like, it's the rest of it. Like, that is Hazel, though. Because later on, it's the same thing. Like, whenever she thinks as Hazel, but whenever she thinks as Hazel, before it's revealed that she's Hazel, like, it's in italicized. Like, it felt different. Like, why was it like that?
Well, which is interesting because, like, I feel like, again, I was listening to this, so I didn't get to see the italicizedness of stuff. But, like, if she's Hazel and she has those thoughts, like, that sentence alone, we shouldn't be here, I think, suddenly, makes me think that it's Penny in her head thinking that. Not Hazel. Because she thinks it's suddenly. Like, she wasn't, like she wasn't...
she was Penny and Hazel was just, like, worming in a little bit.
Yeah.
If you want to think that way.
Yeah.
I didn't, but...
Well, I thought it was odd that it was, like, that way. And later on, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
That's why.
Oh.
Got it.
Well, like, again, like, it would have been more interesting if the twist was something else and we knew
if Bo was
already.
Owen.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
That's
again,
the twist.
Well, I thought it was weird because they say later on, like, oh, Hazel was the one to kill Bo's brother.
Whatever.
I forgot his name was.
Kyle,
I don't know if they ever say it.
What?
Kyle.
Connor?
Kyle.
Connor?
Kyle.
Whatever his
I was like,
name
Connor
is.
Carter sounds awful.
That is a horrible name. But, so I was like, oh, that's why, like, she recognized him or something. But she recognized him as Penny. She thought he looked familiar as Penny. And then I was like, well, why? But then, like, I was like, maybe because he died and, like, his face was on a TV or something. But she doesn't even have a fucking cell phone, so I doubt she gets TV.
She might have been, because if...
tea all day.
That's
why she needs help on the island. She doesn't do anything.
I think if Bo's brother came to town the year prior, she might be remembering him. Because
he's an outsider.
He is an outsider. So
but they have tons of tourists.
True, but remember that she was possessed by Hazel.
He went there to surf, though, so he would be right there on the beach like Bo was. Yeah. Probably at the same party last year.
Yeah. She was possessed by Hazel last year, and even though they take the memories, there's still spots of it there. Totally so she probably recognizes Bo through Kyle because she's seen Kyle before,
right.
but not as herself, as Hazel. So, like, that was already, like, foreshadowed, which is pretty good. That was foreshadowed pretty decent.
Well, when I first read it, I was like, oh, maybe it has something to do with her dad.
Yeah. That would have been nice. I would have loved if anything had to do with her dad.
Right.
Something to do with the dad, something to do with Owen possessing someone, something.
Mom needs better, like, interactions, and fucking Rose's mom does cool.
Because I think it would have been out. I think it would have been cool if the mom, like, guessed earlier that she was Hazel,
but she knew she knew
right away. But I think that confrontation, if that happened earlier, and like
that would have been cooler.
That would have been cooler because then like it's still too early for the twist at the end, I guess. But like we now have that information. It's just like, oh, her mom.
You thought it was revealed too late?
Yeah, like it's like that shouldn't have been the twist. Basically, is what we're saying. Right. It's like the twist should have been something else. The twist shouldn't have been Hazel is Penny.
It's too easy to figure it out.
Yeah, it's too easy to guess. But like, I feel like if that confrontation happened earlier, before like maybe even before Bo, like she had their thing with Bo and like, or he was almost drowned by Marguerite or whatever. If that happened earlier, it like puts those seeds in the reader's head even more so, and then like. It can like be confirmed, but like that can't just be the twist because then we now can go through. More. Yeah, like there should have been something else there, but if that confrontation happened earlier, then we start thinking of her as Hazel even before the reveal of her as Hazel, and then a better twist could have occurred.
Every year, okay, here's the better twist. Every year, Owen does possess someone, and he tries to get Hazel to kill him to test her love, and then this year she didn't do it, and that's why they get to break the curse and all the things, and it's love.
That would have been cool.
Because like, when they go to the oak tree, because Owen was the one that put the heart on there, he's like, we should just burn it down. And she's just like, no. So that would have been part of the test.
Yeah, because it would have been cool. Yeah, I get what you're saying, because like Owen would have possessed Bo, and then like every year... And Kyle, like every year, like tries to get her to not kill him, basically, and then the minute that when she does not kill him, the curse is lifted, and then it's like then they can go away.
And they actually get to be together.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
like that. Like for some reason they're cursed, and that's his curse. Like he can't say I'm Owen.
Yeah. And be like, don't kill me.
Yeah.
You fucking do it. I know you want to.
Yeah, and like every year she's always drawn to the person who's possessed by Owen and then always ends up...
Would have been better.
Thank you. Better twist, courtesy of Brittany. You're welcome. Like, yeah, that would have been... Like, if Owen was a part of it... Because if they all three drowned and they weren't actually witches... And if Owen also drowned.
At the same time.
He should have been a part.
He should have been part of something.
But he died trying to save her, and they died because the town's an asshole.
Well, I mean, he technically died because the town's an asshole.
But from his own free will. He jumped into the lake. They were tied to rocks and thrown into the lake. He chose.
I don't understand why they were cursed. Hazel didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, and, like, realistically, Marguerite and Aurora didn't do anything either.
No, they just had sex with married men.
Yeah, promiscuous. And, I mean, if that's what happens...
And that's enough to put you on trial as a witch back in the 1800s.
I mean, it really was.
Like, that's the reason why we need a magical explanation, because that part doesn't make any sense. They didn't do anything wrong. And it's proven that they didn't do anything wrong by saying they're not witches.
Yeah.
If they were, then it makes sense. Then you don't need to explain it.
That's why it bothers me, the magic system in this. Because, like, they spend the entire book disproving the magic.
What is it?
And then they're like, they come back.
If the magic is, like, the crux of something happening, then you have to explain it.
Yeah.
But if it's just, like, part of the setting, like Harry Potter...
Yeah.
You don't really have to explain where the magic comes from.
Yeah, because it's just
because like Harry Potter, it's like we don't get any explanation of the background of magic, really.
Yeah.
Where it comes from. They can just do it.
Yeah.
Because moving on.
That's it.
It's always been this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I think the like reliance isn't on the magic in Harry Potter. It's relied on the characters.
It's about the political stuff and the characters and it's not about the magic.
Whereas
this is like
this story
they come back because of magic. And yet there's no magic?
Yeah. Because like it would be different if they were revealed to be actually witches, but they spend the entire
or if
like
not them, like Owen. What if he was like magic?
That would have been amazing. That's the twist.
And that's why he carved
Owen's
into the
the
tree.
witch.
That's the curse. Oh my god!
If Bo would have just burned down the tree, they would have all just gone back to die.
Yep.
Oh my god, that would have been amazing.
Yeah, but then why? That would have been insane, guys.
That would have been so cool, though. Because that would explain like why Owen was just like, I need to get out there because that was part of the spell. Like I need
whoever
to, like,
he's possessing, that's why
he
he killed the dad, because the dad was like getting in and Winchestering all this stuff. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah,
that would have been the dad.
No, but I'm saying he should have.
Yeah, he should have.
Owen should have been the one to kill the dad because he's getting too close and figuring it out.
Yeah.
And Owen's like, no.
No, Dad.
No, Dad.
I can be a witch if I want to.
Stop it. But yeah, like that would have been cool because like it would have been like Owen carved the tree, he did a spell, and then like the final move was of sacrifice, and then like that puts the curse.
I still don't
on the
understand
town.
why though.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
But that would have been an amazing twist if it was revealed that
Owen was the witch.
Why the YA? It's what the YA? We don't need to know why.
I do. I need to know.
I want to know. I really do. Yeah, no, like that would be fucking cool. That would have been dope as fuck. Because then, like, that just turns everything. Because then, like, witches are more commonly associated with females. So it would have been like, no, actually, a man was a witch. And mind explosivo. Yeah, that was just, I love that.
All right, okay. Any final thoughts? We've been going for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Overall ratings.
Yeah. I give this book, like, a solid, I don't know if I want to give it 4, but I give it a solid, like, 3.5.
I'll give it 4.
So on Goodreads, it's 3.92.
Yeah. I feel like that's pretty accurate, actually. Considering Goodreads is usually very, like,
down.
Yeah. So, it's definitely a good read. Like, it's written really well, which I think helps.
It helps a lot.
Progress. Like, helps so much.
But it didn't suspend my belief enough.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like, the last 3...
The Taurus threw me off. If there was no Taurus, I might have been fine.
If there were no Taurus, there would be no Bo, because there would have been no Kyle.
Bo wasn't there for tourism, but, like, Kyle could have been there.
Because Kyle was there for tourism.
Kyle went there to go surfing. So, like...
That's tourist.
He wasn't there for swan season, though.
He wasn't there for swan season. He was just there to surf.
Well, he's just an idiot who got there at the wrong time.
Yeah.
That's all that happened. It's so much of this is terribly sad.
Yeah. Like, it would have been cooler if it was, like, he was just wrong. Because they're always, like, outsiders are always, like, they don't understand, so they're more likely to get taken by the Swan Sisters. So it would be cool if, like, it's like they actually closed the town during that time, so no one could come in or out. And then, but like Kyle got there before they closed the town, but then couldn't leave. So then
he was stuck there. So he's like, "All right, cool. I'll just surf for an extra month."
Whatever. He like didn't understand why it was closed or whatever, and he was just there, wrong place, wrong time, and that would have been
which would add more mystery to his death because he's probably calling his brother, being like, "I don't know, they're closing up the town. This is really weird," and then he ends up dead.
Exactly. Would have been
to go investigate.
Because like the tourist season fucking bothers me because it would be different if no one was ever dead at the end of this like swan season.
Right.
But at least 3 people die every year. So I don't understand.
I don't get it. And like they didn't do anything. They were barely there. Like you didn't need them.
No. Like they were only there to set up that outsiders come. The outsiders are weird.
They don't understand.
They don't get it. Nope. So yeah, I think it would have been cooler if they like shut down the town for the swan season. Like no one could come in or out of this port city during that time.
That would make it way more ominous.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like we don't know. Like
Also,
nobody.
What's going on?
with all this stuff happening and like the teenagers doing like their whole party stuff, like the adults are just letting them go to the water when they know people
The adults
die.
should care way more.
The adults also let 2 children kidnap a girl.
I know the
For a
adults are
very
just
extended
missing in this
period.
story. There's no adults.
Yeah,
It's very true.
which is just fucking weird.
Doesn't make any
Wait,
sense.
No, because like I feel like they should care a lot more about the
If
situation.
this has been
Maybe
happening
they're
for
not
200
just-
years,
Yeah.
would think.
You think
They're just getting really forgetful because they keep eating those fucking cakes.
God damn
What's
those forgetful
going
cakes.
on,
Yeah, maybe
guys?
the forgetful cakes are what's keeping the adults
Well,
from
then they
doing
should
anything.
lean
Because
into
they're
that more.
Literally, yeah, like half the time they're like, "Oh, just eat the cake.
Yeah, just eat the cake.
It'll be fine.
Just eat the cake."
Just shove your face in this."
I do like that, like, after Penny's dad disappeared, Rose's mom had her go home with, like, a bunch of cakes and
Right.
had her mom eat all of them. And she's like, feel better, please, for the love of God.
Right.
Because, like, that, like, you can feel the sadness in that idea. Like, it's better to just forget that he ever existed than to try to cope with the fact that he's missing. Like, that's so impossibly sad. So it's just like, oh.
Don't like it.
Don't like it. But like, yeah, like it would have been cool if like the forgetful cakes were like more a part of like why people don't care, like about what happens to the town.
But then
'Cause then-
again,
That would
magic. Where does it come from? Why is it there?
Why does it fucking do anything? Because normally cakes don't do that, no matter how many herbs and flavors you put in there.
but if they did, that'd be
Want to
cool.
know what makes you forget stuff? Childhood trauma. Have you tried that?
I mean, you could make that argument, I guess. It's just a town of childhood trauma and blocking it out.
Yeah, maybe. That's
Well, I
what
mean,
it
if
is.
they're all there for if people don't move away, it is childhood trauma since it's
Yeah.
been happening for 200 years.
They probably,
like,
maybe they all had a
they
brother
were, yeah,
that
I was
died.
like, they remember, and
Here's
there's no
like-
small.
If 3 guys are dying every year, that's like it's a very tiny population.
Why wouldn't
That's an
you move
epidemic.
away?
Why
That's
wouldn't
like-
you leave?
Yeah.
Don't understand.
So
People be
confusing.
crying.
It's so confusing. Like
Yeah.
that like the entire town is just weird, which is why I feel like it should be like they acknowledge the fact that people die every year and then they do something, like the town changes during that time period. Like people are like, they don't leave their house, the like town is
They
shut
board
down.
it up.
They try to stay as far away from the water, which makes it interesting that Penny lives on the island because she's surrounded by it. So like it would make it so much more interesting.
But
if they
the
just, like-
romance.
No, I know that, but they could still have the same thing of like,
That's the point, though.
but like it would have been like they could have done what I said. Like
But
they
it's
come
not about
before-
suspense and tension. It's about sexual tension.
Ooh.
not suspenseful tension, but sexual.
You have to
tension.
have the party scene
I hate
because
scenes so much. Just every time, just like why, just why.
I don't
Doesn't
know.
seem
I
fun.
had one in Darkest Night too. I don't know why. There just is one.
Because there needs to be one. They're high schoolers.
They're not anymore, so maybe there won't be.
Yeah,
this time.
that'll be great. If instead of parties, they're just like, we're gonna study at the library. Do you want to come? And they actually go to the library to study.
Just gonna go to someone's house and hang out and just read.
Hey, I got like, hey, all of season 2 of Stranger Things came out. Do you want to come over? It's like, yeah, hell yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Just that's way more realistic because like I feel like those parties don't happen.
Yes, they
They
do.
don't. Well, they happen.
The only
sure, but,
particular
like,
set of people go now because everyone else is not pressured to go anymore.
yeah. Because I'm pretty sure those parties happened when I was in high school, but like I was never invited to
Oh,
them.
yeah, no,
because
me either.
I,
I went to one party. It was insane. It was really weird, actually. Like, a substitute teacher was there because it was the dude's mom. I'm not naming names because I don't know who's watching this. But it was just really weird, and like there was alcohol, and we were all like underage, and
Yeah.
this lady was just like, just don't break shit in my house and don't throw up and you're good. And then we were like gnoming people in the neighborhood, and somebody sicked their dogs on us. Like, it was fucking crazy. And I never, ever went to a party again.
What I did was
there was also a Ouija board involved.
Oh, fuck that.
I did not go in that room. I left that room. They were like, in or out. And I was like, fuck it. I'm out.
I'm not in the mood.
Not gonna mess with things you don't understand.
Yeah. I'm of the mindset of I don't believe in ghosts. I want to believe that they exist and stuff, but like I'm not gonna fucking fuck with anything.
I'm more willing to believe in demons than ghosts, and demons prey on the idea that people use a Ouija board to contact ghosts.
Yeah. Like I'm like I don't want my suspicions and like my doubts to be proven like wrong or whatever at a party where everyone's drunk.
Right. The worst time.
No thanks. I'm good. I'll pass.
Let's summon a demon while we're all intoxicated.
Yeah. No, want to know what me and my friends did on like Friday nights? We would like it'd be late at night and like we would go play hide and seek around our houses. So like the entire neighborhood was up for games and like 3 people would seek and like 8 people would be hiding. That's what we did for fun. Hell yeah.
Nice.
We were all 15.
We should shut this down now.
Yeah, like no, whatever. No, it's just like there's always a party scene. And, like, I feel like, and, like, every single time there's a party scene, the main character doesn't want to be there. So it's like,
why is this scene here?
Right there. Why are you there? who cares?
Because and I guess, my best friend dragged me.
Yeah, always. God, then your best friend is not your best friend.
No.
I would drag you to a party.
I would say no, and if I would be like,
come on,
you could call me if you need me to pick you up, but I'm not going. It's like anytime you and Becca invite me to a bar, and I'm like, no thanks.
I stopped doing that.
I know you did, but still,
I knew you stopped coming. You didn't want to go.
Yeah, because it's like I like hanging out with you guys, but like I don't want to be in a bar with a bunch of drunk people who I do not know. And then also not be drunk, like because I don't drink, so it's like I don't get to have nearly as much fun as you guys get to have. So it's like you can call me later, I'll pick you up, you can come back, we can get some munchies, like whatever. I can because I'll gladly hang out with you guys when you're drunk, but I don't want to be there wherever you're getting drunk
the process
at. The process is happening. You can get drunk at my place, like whatever, but like if it's out where other drunk people are about that I don't know, I'm not interested.
No. Drunk people aren't very fun.
No.
Well, sometimes they are, but most of the time they're not.
If you know them, it's more fun. Because then it's like you get to see them later and be like, you're a fucking idiot. Like Becca tried to, the first time I saw Becca drunk, she tried to convince me to have a margarita. And I was like, no. And then she tried to show me this cool eyeshadow thing she saw on YouTube. It was hilarious. And then while she was searching for it, she fell asleep on me. It was the funniest thing ever.
Nice. Shout out to Becca.
Yeah.
We love you.
Becca, if you're watching, love you to bits. Party scenes are so stupid.
Yeah.
In young adult. Because they're, like, and it's like, if this happens every year, the cops would come, because you're breaking the law.
They know.
Guys.
Right. No, they know.
Yeah.
Like,
they don't care.
Same day, huge bonfire on the beach, which half the time is illegal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Depending on where you are.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't see a single police officer in this story.
No.
Do they have?
You hear about them.
We don't
ever see them. You don't see one. It would be cool if like.
It's more interesting if there is police and they're in on it.
Yeah, that's about to say that. Like with my theory of like they shut down the town during the time. Maybe during those those weeks, the like age range that are attacked get like less punished because the cops are in on it and they know that potentially these boys might not live past these 2 weeks, so they let them just like
that's insane.
Do stuff, and it just like gives into this idea of like something really fucking weird is happening to this town.
In the town of desperation.
Yeah. But like it's like oh like let them party. Some of them might die. It's fine. It's like what the fuck?
Either way.
Are you why? What? Why? Just why? You know, the adults in this book sucked. real bad.
Penny's dad.
He died because he didn't suck.
He was gonna figure it out.
He did figure it out.
He did figure it out.
But then
cooperate.
Anyway, so would you recommend this book for people to read?
I would.
I think I would.
I did last week.
Yeah.
Same.
Because like again, like it's written really well, so it holds you through the entire book. Like no matter what, like the writing is really good.
I had to push through the beginning.
The name was a little weird.
The tourist stuff, and then like when it was like so fixated on the love story for like 3 chapters, I was like, when is something gonna happen? I don't care.
I recommend if you get an Audible trial, you can get this book for free and listen to it, because listening to it was great. Audible, do you want to sponsor us? We get no viewers, but sponsor us.
Yay.
But like listening to it, I think changes the entire dynamic of it.
I can't listen to books.
It was hard.
It's hard
I
for
had
me to
like
Mm.
focus.
Right.
Yeah, there was that one
I'm
point,
a very
like
one thing at a time person.
the last hour of my shift on on Monday when I
You're
started.
also doing it
listening
at
to
work, which I don't know how you're doing because you're trying to focus on two different things
It
at once.
took some, I had to pause the book a lot of the time, like especially if like depending on what was happening, like if the chat I was in was like super in depth, then I would pause it because I would need to focus. But a lot of times the chats are like, "Hi, why can't I make payments?" Like, well, your loan transferred, and I've done those so many times that I could just breeze through them without thinking.
Yeah.
So like there are times where I would have to pause it because otherwise I would just tune out the entire book. Just be like, I can't, nope.
I
But
wish
like
I could do
listening
that
to
at work.
Yeah.
Me too. Except I'm trying to sell books at work, so I can't listen to them.
Sorry, I'm reading a book.
I know, right? Like if you
Stop.
like, what if you propped your phone up with it on, and then I guess it reads like what you're listening to? Like that's advertising.
Yeah,
Right?
you can ask
should
me
read
what
this
I
book.
like. Do you want to hear? I have another butt. We can listen for a little bit.
Yeah,
You
thank
can
you.
see
This
what
is
it's
great
like.
part.
Great.
They're
Good.
kissing.
Yeah, overall, I found it.
But yeah, the listening to it was like definitely changed the entire vibe because it felt different. Because like a lot of times when I'm reading, I tend to like my eyes tend to skip ahead. So I
Oh yeah,
like,
that's so
see
I have
this.
to like cover it. I'm like,
Same.
don't look ahead.
Yeah.
So in
That's
this
why
one,
it's
it was
kind of good reading it on a really tiny screen because you can only see like a paragraph.
It's funny that we all read it on like
like
different
we all like managed to do it differently.
formats. Like I read the actual like hardcover copy. You had an ebook, and she had Audible.
Yeah.
Like
It's different because it changes your perception of the book entirely. But yeah, like being like listening to it meant that I had no way of knowing what was going to be coming next.
Yeah.
So which kind of made it a bit interesting. But it didn't mean that I didn't pick up on stuff. It just meant that I couldn't, if I remembered something, going back to where I remember it to like verify that I remembered it correctly, I couldn't do. Because like I'm like, I don't even remember what chapter that was in.
Yeah.
right.
And like I don't know where on the scroll wheel it was. Like I can't. I don't know.
Fucking scroll wheels.
So, but yeah, like it changed the entire vibe just because of how it was narrated. So it was just like
Yeah,
it was very somber.
I
So
think
it was
it probably would have read well just because it's written very kind of like lullaby-y.
very
So
yeah. But yeah,
Kinda
I
mystical.
recommend. Yeah. But yeah, I recommend it. I think it's definitely a good like like a good first author novel for sure.
Yeah.
And like it's a very enjoyable
much better than
book.
Sweet Bitter. Gonna say
Thanks.
that now.
All right, whatever that is.
I don't
There's
know
a
if that
movie
is
that
either.
just came out, and it was this author's debut novel, and I couldn't even finish it. Couldn't.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right.
Anyway,
Anyway,
On that note,
moving on.
so any final thoughts before we say goodbye?
I don't think so. I think we've covered everything.
Okay, cool. Well,
I think so.
what are we reading next time? Is next time the series
Oh
of
yeah, next time would be the
events?
first.
No, stop.
Or is that
Oh,
July?
no.
That's July.
That's July.
What are we reading next?
Oh, we haven't decided.
Well,
my
we'll
list-
fill you in later.
My list says
Yeah.
Little Women, To Kill a Kingdom, Vampire Academy,
Women.
Series of Unfortunate Events.
Did we do Little Women?
Ooh. Could we do Little Women? Because Little Women's long.
It is long.
Let's just listen to it.
Start tomorrow. You'll be done.
Yeah. We'll be done just in time.
Is it really that long? I don't know.
It's yeah.
I don't remember how long it is, but it's definitely longer than this book.
I remember it being so thick when I owned it.
Kind of book. How old is the book?
I want to know how long it is. How many pages? How many pages is 1,000 words is Little Women.
Barnes and Noble. Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's only $5.
Yeah, they're on sale. The Barnes & Noble exclusives,
yeah,
just so you guys know. If anyone cares. That's just going to give you one page.
Sometimes it gives you the back page.
Oh.
You can't see the number.
I was like, scroll down. No, you're not scrolling. Oh, because... Wait, keep going down. Down. Product details.
Boop,
Oh,
boop,
there you
boop,
go.
boop, boop.
There you go. Pages. 528.
Woo!
It's a login, yeah.
Damn,
son.
So do we want to do that
What was-
one or something else?
What else was on the list?
Well, I mean, if we have it,
To
like...
Kill a Kingdom, that's the mermaid
Liquor.
one, I think, that I was looking at
Ooh.
last time.
Ooh, To Kill a Kingdom. It's a mermaid one.
Yeah, let's do mermaid.
Yeah, I like mermaids.
Okay. I think that's the mermaid one. I don't know. I might have just written down a random title.
Hold on, let me see. To Kill a Kingdom. To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh yeah, that's the mermaid one.
Oh yeah,
Fucking
absolutely.
mermaids. Sweet.
It looks,
Ooh, it looks
fucking
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
as shit.
Christo.
Alexandra Christo.
A princess must have her prince. It's another romance.
Of course. Please tell me she kidnaps
Fucking
a boy.
mermaid romance. Yes.
Let's do it. Okay, so June. When?
Wait, let me look here. Preferably not the 9th, because that'll be the weekend after Joey's birthday. I don't know
I will
if we're gonna be doing anything.
out of town. Well, actually, I can do the 23rd,
Okay.
but you know what? I'll be back by the 30th. I'm
Okay.
good for any Saturday, I
Okay.
believe. But can we make it tentative, because I don't
The
have
only
my
one
schedule.
I can do is the 16th.
That works.
That works.
That works. I'll figure it out.
Yeah,
And
I'll
I'll
make
be
sure
in
it-
my new place.
Hell
Nice.
yeah. Brittany and Steve in a house.
Oh, nice.
And
Congratulations.
Her sister and her sister's boyfriend will be moving in with them as well.
Nice. Now all of our podcast knows.
Yeah. You have a house.
Let's sign off.
We're
before
renting,
we
it's not
divulge
ours.
any more.
But
So on the 16th of June, we will be reading To Kill a Kingdom.
by
I'm gonna-
by
Alexandra
whoever-
Christo.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna
Krista.
accidentally accidentally call it To Kill a Mockingbird a lot.
I'm sure I will
probably.
too. I'm going to write that down.
Just take a bunch of them.
On June 16th. So tune in that Saturday. I'll make an event. It'll be a thing.
Kingdom.
I'm gonna use a purple
All right,
pen.
Everyone
this purple.
say goodbye in your most salty, watery way.
What?
Because I said
Salt,
so.
watery way?
Just do it.
I'm trying to decipher what that
Yeah, me too.
I don't know.
Salt water, like you're... Okay.
Say goodbye like you're drowning.
Oh.
Okay, on that note.
Is that good? Pieces.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Soda almost came out of my nose. That would have burned.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Are we out now?
Almost.
Hold on.
Almost.
Oh, God.
Almost. We're good.
Make it end. Make it be over, please.